Kawe, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah, I'm hearing you well.
And do you see the screen?
Speak what? Sorry.
Do you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see the screen I share?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen.
Great. Okay. So this meeting is recorded, and since there are foreigners in the class, we'll conduct the session in English. And the objective of this class is to train you or educate you on how to use a macOS properly.
ยังไม่ไปนั่ง
ขี้เกียจ
ฮะ
เกียจไปอยู่โรงเรียนเอาล่ะอยู่ได้เหมือนกัน
you like okay. You don't know how to use the Mac. The very first thing when you move to the macOS is that the trackpad, in my opinion, like macOS or the MacBook, you feel like the trackpad is actually much better than like a Windows laptop. When you scroll, when you pinch, right? What's that noise? Is that the trackpad is good, and the battery life is actually quite excellent. It probably lasts you at least like 5 hours, whereas if you got a Windows laptop, it would have like 2 hours. Okay, so now that I briefly covered the hardware, now we're gonna talk about this training, which is the actual macOS software. So whenever I get a brand new macOS, I do some tweaks that really help enhance my productivity. แล้วก็ถ้าคนไทยคนไหนฟังพี่พูดแล้วมันไม่ชัดขอให้บอกนะว่าพี่กำลังพูดอะไรอยู่คือให้เรียนเสียงกัน First thing is I adjust the keyboard settings. So how many of you still don't know or have not used the spotlight? Spotlight คือเนี่ย You see that? Spotlight is a spotlight. Raise your hand if you have not used Spotlight. Because first thing first, many of the people that come from Windows like to point and click. We are technologists. We are programmers. Let's use the keyboard. So what I like to do is whatever I want to do on the macOS, I just launch the Spotlight. And how you launch Spotlight? เดี๋ยวพี่เปิดนี้ก่อน Keycaster. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, it's a bit too small. Let me just help change. Okay, good. You guys see that Keycaster? You see it? Okay. How do I launch? By default, how do you normally launch a Spotlight on the macOS? You do Command Space Bar. So I don't like to use Spotlight because it's quite limited in terms of functionality. So what I use instead is called Alfred. So this is what Alfred looks like. This is what Spotlight looks like. Doesn't matter. If you don't have Alfred, you can use Spotlight. But if you can, go to Alfred. Google Alfred, and then download it from here. It's actually free, but the Power Pack, which enables you to have more advanced features, is actually will cost you money. I think like $5 or $10. If you want to buy it, it's like $45 now or 45 euros now. It used to be like $10, back in my days. Anyway, so Spotlight will also do the job. Anyway, so suppose that you have an application launcher like Alfred or Spotlight now. What you can do is go to keyboard, okay, and then just make these adjustments following me without questioning for the moment. First of all, if you look at key repeat and delay until repeat, they won't be like mine. So set it to be fast and short. This allows you to type more quickly, okay? And then this is for developers. I normally like to turn on F1 and F2 keys. What that means is that the keys here, if you check the use F1 and F2, that means that when you press this one, it will not change your brightness. It will instead hit the F1 key. So as developers, we always use the Fn keys more often, right? That's why I turn them on by default. Next one, this is very important. Modifier keys, okay? The caps lock, who's still using the caps lock key? I hope nobody. So that precisely. So you probably can, like when I first moved from Windows, I found that the control key on the Mac actually is pretty hard to press. So my friend taught me that you can actually remap the caps lock key to be the control key. So you can actually change the default from caps lock to be control. That means that when you are in the terminal, for example, you need to do the control C, control V, whatever, right? Now you just use your pinky, your guide, to press the control from the caps lock key, okay? And this helps boost my productivity because no longer do I need to do this. Sorry, someone's urinating. No longer you have to do this. You can do this quickly. So you can try it. When you place your finger like this, the pinky on the caps lock, it's actually much quicker to press Control C rather than this one. By the way, I forgot to mention hand placement. How many of you can type without looking at the keys? Most of you. For those of you who still have not or still are not able to type without looking, so we call those people like typists, touch type. And then your left index finger on the F key. ถ้าใครใช้ MacBook อยู่จะรู้ว่า J key and F key มันมี rich ขึ้นมา little rich, right? That's actually so that you know that you are placing your fingers correctly. So how do you type correctly? You place your fingers always on the keys like this, and then rather than trying to type the return key with your index finger, for example, try to figure out which finger is the closest to that particular key. So that means that I normally use either my pinky or a นิ้วนางเนี่ย for return key. Okay, don't type like you're using your mobile phone. Right? That's actually the slowest way to type. Okay, so place your fingers correctly. Okay, now anyway, and if you want to practice, if you want to actually learn how to type faster, I wholeheartedly recommend this website, TypeRacer. So I knew of a developer who, when he started out, now they actually have this. I didn't know that. Airplane. Just a moment. So this is a type racing game. I knew of a person or a developer who took his WPM, word per minute, all the way from 40 to 80 in like 3 months. He played this every day. Okay, so if you want to type faster, just play this game. All right. Anyway, so we're on the topic of making changes to our MacBook. Okay, another one. Shortcuts. When you click on shortcuts, change from text boxes and lists only to all controls. What does this get you? It allows you to do the thing that the Windows OS allows you to do. So for example, when you want to shut down, if you did not change it to all controls, you would not be able to use tab to cycle through all the controls. Making this key change, option change, allows you to tap through the different buttons. So what do I mean? So now, if you have it like this, okay, when you have a border like this, it means that you can use the space bar as opposed to the mouse, okay? Let me do that again. And then if the button is filled out, you use the enter key. I'm not gonna press it because it's gonna shut down my machine. So this is enter, this is spacebar. So that means that if I did tab to there, I can use spacebar. You see that? So you see how, oops. เห็นปะเห็นภาพเนาะคือมันลอจิกค่อนข้าง simple เนี่ยเห็นปะหรือว่านี้ก็ได้ถ้า space bar ก็จะเป็น cancel ถ้าเป็น enter ก็คือ shut down next input sources this is for people who can type multiple languages you go ahead and set it up just add that's pretty simple but you can customize your key shortcut from here. So normally, this is the key that I like to use. So I don't change the language that often, but this is for my Spotlight or Alfred, and this is for changing the language, okay? Next, now I'm gonna really share you the secret because not a lot of videos or tutorials go over this. First of all, does anyone know that you can like do zoom like this on the Mac? Okay, how do you get that? And what kind of keyboard shortcut do you press? You go to accessibility, okay? And then when it's up, you go to zoom, and then you enable the scroll gesture with modified key. I normally use the control key. So what does that mean? Once you enable this, it allows you to press control and then scroll up or down. It will allow you to zoom anywhere in the screen following the mouse cursor. All right? So this is highly recommended. Next one. This is also hidden. I don't know why it's hidden, but accessibility. Mouse and trackpad. You go to trackpad options. This will be off by default. Click enable dragging and then choose the 3-finger drag. What does that get you? When you turn that on, you can basically drag any window based on the pane on the top with 3 fingers without needing to press or clicking and hold. My point is this, on Windows, I think you have to like click your mouse and you have to hold it and then you can drag, right? But on the macOS, you don't have to click and hold. Just use 3 fingers, it's a gesture, right? You use 3 fingers and then you can drag. Or you can do this. Yeah? Okay. And then this is another one that I want to share with you. Many people probably didn't know this, but you can actually do Command Tab to cycle through your application. So Command Tab will cycle through your application, right? Hold on. And then when you, so Command Tab will cycle through application to the right. Command with the tilde will go to the left. So when I want to quickly go to, like, for example, Kiwi or Safari, see that? And then one pattern that I normally do is I do just Command Tab quickly. So in other words, Command Tab quickly will switch you between the current and the previously used application. Command Tab quickly. ก็คือแบบเนี้ยปึ๊บปึ๊บเก็ตปะ Okay.มันจะไม่เปิด so คือ first of all แบบถ้าสมมติอยู่สังเกตที่ด็อกของพี่ I don't minimize any windows คือ I don't like to minimize the windows เพราะว่ามัน actually disrupt the flow No, so it won't. I think. And also there's this keyboard combination to manage the window. You see that? So you can do this. Okay? You can do this. How? To do this, you need to first install an application. There's a number of applications that you can install. The one that I use is called Size Up by Irradiated software. Download. You don't need to buy. I have a license. If you want the license, just ask me. So the license actually allows you to get rid of the annoying pop-up. Okay, so just install the license and then you'll be able to do this. Okay, so this is what you need to do. Every single command is 3 fingers, so Control, Option, and Command. And then watch carefully. Left to split the screen to the left, right to split the screen to the right. So that means that if you have 2 windows, you can put them side by side. 3 fingers top, up, you can split the screen like vertically or horizontally, don't know. You can do it like this too. Or you can do a quarter screen ใช่ปะก็คือ quarter screen อย่างนี้ You can do like that. You can also do maximize. I use this quite often. So you can maximize the whole window. So, a word of warning, don't use the maximize screen here because it actually disrupts your workflow. Like, you don't need to press this green button to maximize the windows. Instead, use a window manager like the one that I use, Size Up. Okay. And if you are running into trouble, like being able to make it like mine, just contact me. You can also, there's actually a keyboard shortcut. If you had multiple monitors, Size Up also supports moving a window from this screen to this screen using the keyboard shortcut. Play with it. There are actually, hold on. You see that? Yeah, มันจะมี previous monitor, next monitor. Play with that one. It allows you to quickly move one window from one screen to the next screen very quickly. If you didn't know that, what did you have to do? You normally have to like drag your window from the one screen to the next screen, right? You don't have to do that. And a little bit about display. We're almost done. Just a few things that, in case you didn't know. Arrangement. I'm gonna have to stop the mirror and show you something very quickly. You see this? Most people did not know that you can actually change your default main display by moving this one. See that? So what happens? You move that white bar. Now it's moved to the built-in Retina display, right? What happens? When you do Command Tab, it will show on the Retina display. So what this means is that if you want, if this is your big monitor, this is your Retina display. If you want the applications to cycle through to be on here, you have to go to display, right? Go to display and then move that white bar. Okay. And one more, you can also move these around, right? To reflect the placement or where you actually have your laptop, right? So normally we sit like this. So by placing it here, that means that you can naturally move your mouse cursor down. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? I wonder if, what else am I forgetting? Let me see. Oh, there's one good thing about using the Alfred application because many of the developers will have to use this. Like, how many times did you have to like copy some text from somewhere and you want it to paste it, and then the format follows not the one where you copy it from, but to where you actually copy it to. In Alfred, there's I think it's called workflow. Yeah. So whenever I copy some text from anywhere, like for example, if we got some text from medium.com, you want to paste it into your Evernote to store it or your Google Docs. Sometimes it would come messed up when you paste it because it copies the formatting from the source to the destination. You can actually create this paste as plain text from hotkey. It's actually a built-in function for your Alfred. But I just do this. I think it's templates, essential, or clipboard. Yeah. See that? It's actually built in. So you just click add, you'll add this, and then just configure with a shortcut, however you want it. And then you can try it, right? Copy and paste. Anyone has any questions? I want to get some feedback. Any questions? Huh? The terminal? Nice. What about the terminal?
บูมเข้าที่โพเดียมแล้วบูมกดแล้วบูมแมวมือถือที่มาบูมดูใช่มันต้องมีมันจะมีนั่นด้วยอะบูม two factor
อ๋อผมต้องไปเอาที่บอลลูนเนาะ
เมื่อกี้มันน่าจะอยู่แถวเนี้ยน่า
What about the terminal? The terminal? Well, for example, if I want to delete the whole line, I don't do this. I just do Control U, delete the whole line. Actually, there's a number of tricks in the terminal that I use, but it's become second nature now, so I don't remember. I'll have it as a separate section. But there's a few configurations that you can do to the terminal, including customizing it, like for example with Oh My Z Shell or Presto, so that it helps make your terminal look better. That'll be a separate session. And just FYI, okay? I'm not sure if you can see it, but the dock, you can hide and display it by do Command Option D. Command Option D will hide or show the dock. And try to get used to doing everything in the Mac by launching Alfred or Spotlight. I rarely I rarely, if ever, use my mouse that much anymore. If I want to launch application, I just do, Alfred. If I want, how do you close a window? Like if you had Finder running or open, how do you close it? You do Command W, right? You don't. So FYI, these buttons actually have keyboard shortcuts. You want to close it, Command W. You want to minimize it, it's Command M. You want to maximize this, I just do size up instead. Okay, instead of like clicking here. Oh, and one other thing, I'm sorry. If you have a number of things that you have to work on concurrently, use the workspace feature. Okay, how do you do that? Gesture is 4 fingers up. Yeah, and then you move your mouse cursor to the top, click to create, and then hover over it to what? Close it. And how do you cycle or how do you move from one workspace to the next? 4 fingers. Yeah, And then if you want to display all the available windows on that workspace, you do 4 fingers up, right? If you want to look at all the available, for example, if you had multiple Chrome windows open, how do you view all the windows? 4 fingers down. It'll only show you the Chrome windows. But 4 fingers up shows all the applications on that workspace. More. This one is a bit difficult for newcomers, but if you had if you just want to see something on your desktop, what do you do? Yep, it's quite difficult, but you see that? คืออย่างเงี้ยต้องลองดูนะ 5 fingers. It's all 5 fingers. And that's why we use a macOS. I mean, it's just things just work and they are quite reliable. You don't get stuff like this on the Windows machine, you know. What else? I mean, some things are just second nature to me that I don't remember anymore. Anyone has any other questions? Oh, now I remember why I want to have the terminal. That's why I had the terminal open, because the very first program that I install when I get a brand new Mac is not a GUI application. It's actually a terminal application. It's called Homebrew. This package manager application, you install it from the terminal. It allows you to install many applications that you need as a developer or even as a Mac user right from the command line. To install it is quite simple. Just copy the whole line and then paste it into the terminal. And then it'll go through installing a bunch of things. Only one thing that I want you guys to know. Did you know that with Brew, you can also install normal applications like Google Chat, Google Drive file stream, Visual Studio Code. I don't think you can install Microsoft Office. You can install a bunch of things by just doing brew, cast, install, followed by whatever application you want to install. For example, Google Chat, the application the company is using, that's it. You don't need to go to any browser. You just need to look up what's the keyword to install that particular application. And believe me, there are many applications that are available through Brewcast. Okay, and this is a time saver. Other than that, and just FYI, okay, for those of you who are using the later version or the latest version of the Mac OS, you can now actually share your files from iCloud. Like iCloud has a new feature, and I don't have the latest Mac OS install, right? But iOS link sharing, I think it starts from Catalina. I was quite excited because it basically allows you to share your files from your Mac just like Google Drive. I think it starts from Catalina. I'm going to paste this link. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so if some of you, like me, are using iCloud, you can actually share files, any files, from your desktop, documents, right from, with a single click. But I also want to say that it's a bit difficult to use. I mean, oh, speaking of which, last one. Just a moment. So I have Keycaster. Oh, you can install Zoom from Brewcast as well. It's a Zoom US, so it's like Brewcast install Zoom US. That's all you have to type to install Zoom. I think so. I think you can install Alfred. Yeah, you can install Alfred. FYI, for those of you who are Gmail users and you only have one account that you need to install, or actually it's supposed to, sorry, use Kiwi. Kiwi is pretty good. I used to use Mailplane, but now Kiwi not only is free, but also it still retains the Gmail interface. Okay, it's free and it's quick. It's better than Mailplane. This one, no, it's slow. Okay, but I have a killer application that I want to share with you. There's this app, but you cannot use it in the latest macOS anymore. It's called Yoink. What is that? What is Yoink? So let's say, how many of you like had to download some application and you have to like try to drag it and drop it somewhere else? This Yoink application, it you see that? And then what it allows you to do, if you had like, for example, Google Drive, right? And then you need to upload the file, right? Let me see. Oh, I don't know where, but here's the point. So if you want to, อะไรนะ อ๋อเหรอ โอเคงั้นลองลากเลยลากแล้วดรอปเลยเหรอ ไม่น่าใช่นะ ไม่อะไร คือพี่แค่อยาก demonstrate. See that? Yoink. Now, it no longer, it is the best drag and drop application I've ever found on a Mac, except that I think on the latest macOS version like Catalina and Mojave, it no longer works. But if you really wanted it, I think there are substitutes. I'll paste the link later. And then this one. Oh, sorry. Not Yoink, but Cloud App. Where is it? Oh, I haven't launched it. This is one app that you'll find very handy. This is the last app now. It's called Cloud App. And what I normally use it for is, just a moment. So what I normally use Cloud App for is when I want to, quickly share a file. Suppose that I want to share this file with Saeed. I just drag and drop the file to the icon. And then what will it give me? It basically gives me the a link, a shareable link. When Saeed clicks on that, he can download the file right away. See, this actually is the quickest way you can share a file on a Mac. It's quicker than Google Drive, quicker than iOS, macOS, file sharing. This is what I do. Cloud App. Check it out. And I think it's free. Okay. And not only that, Cloud App is the best screenshot plus screen annotator app on the market. So if I wanted to screenshot this one and I want to annotate it, yeah, and then what do? I do this. Drag, I drop into Yoink, I open my chat, and then I say, I just say like, done. And lastly, you can also configure Cloud App to, whenever you screenshot something, to paste it into your clipboard. That means that you don't even have to drag and drop. You just screenshot and you just Command B to paste into Google Chat. So if you haven't tried it, sign up, see how it works. A few other apps that I use, and this is like probably the last thing. I use Evernote. Okay, it's quite handy because like whenever I want to like create some document, I just do Command three fingers N, and just start typing. Right, and then if I want to share this document, I just do Command slash, and then I just do that. Okay, and then I know some of you or a number of people in the office like to use, Microsoft Word, Excel, etc., etc. I like to use Google Drive, Google Docs. It's easy to share files, easy to collaborate. So I encourage everyone to use Google Docs, Google Sheets, and then Google, what's the last one? Sheets, slide here. Okay. And FYI, just in case you didn't know, macOS comes with its own Office suite. So Pages, Numbers, Keynote. These apps are available for free with the purchase of the Mac, commission to me. Okay, I think that's about it. Anyone has any other questions? We will have the terminal productivity session. Yeah, I actually wrote a blog post when I was working with my previous employer about like how to configure the terminal. I don't know if they took it down already, but you can look that up or not. But I'll have a separate session about the terminal. Okay. All right. I hope everyone got something from this. If you have any questions, feel free to come ask me or just post on Podium. Thank you. Thank you for people who joined. Hope you guys learned something. Goodbye.
Thank you. That was a good session.
Thank you, Kawe.